Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Wednesday, April 28th, 2021. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's NBA, NHL, and Major League Baseball games and look ahead to today's games in each sport. We'll go over the latest news and notes. We'll preview tonight's episode of The Masked Singer and my best bet of the day. I apologize if I don't have a mock draft for you. I promise I'll do a final one on tomorrow morning's show. First, we're going to get into the NBA, as we will go over the results from the 6-game window from yesterday, and we will look ahead to the games in tonight's 10-game window. Thunder over the Celtics, 119-115. Obviously, the Thunder snapped their long losing streak, and the Celtics did not play either Kemba or Jason Tatum. OKC, 21-41. Boston, 32-30. Lou Dort had 24 points for OKC. Then Jaylen Brown had 39-11 for the Celtics. Bucks over the Hornets, 114-104. The Bucks, 38-23. Charlotte, 30-31. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 29 points, 12 boards, and 8 assists. Devontae Graham, 25 points and 6 assists. Trailblazers over the Pacers, 113-112. Portland, 33-28. Indiana, 29-32. Anthony Simons had 27 points. O'Shea Brissett had 18 for Indiana with 10 boards. Nets over the Raptors, 116-103. Brooklyn, 42-20. Toronto, 26-36. Jeff Green led the Nets in scoring with 22 points, amazingly enough. Kyle Lowry had 24-6 for Toronto. Timberwolves over the Rockets, 114-107. Minnesota, 19-44. Houston, 15-47. Karl Anthony Towns had 31 points. Kelly Olynyk, 28-5 for Houston. Mavericks over the Warriors, 133-103. What a win for Dallas, 34-27. Golden State, 31-31. Luka Doncic, 39 points and 8 assists. Stephen Curry had 27 in the blowout loss. All right, tonight's games. At 7 o'clock, you got the Magic and the Cavaliers. My line here is Cleveland 6.5, total 216. Meanwhile, FanDuel has this at 3.5 and 210. I'm going to take the over. No Colin Sexton, but I can see Darius Garland having himself a game. I know Larry Nance is out for Cleveland. But I know it's a rocky play to go with an over in an Orlando Magic game. But their defense is atrocious, and so is Cleveland. So I'm taking the over 210. I don't know who wins, though. The Hawks and the 76ers, I'm at Philly 14.5, total 223.5. Meanwhile, it's Philly 8.5, total 217. I'm going to lay 8.5 of Philly, no Trae Young for Atlanta. I think Philly rolls. 7:30 ESPN, you have the Lakers and the Wizards. I'm at Lakers 3, total 224.5. We got Lakers 2, total 226. So that line tells you that Davis is playing. And the total's pretty close too. This is a hard one. If I had to take one for the podcast to go under 226, but I wouldn't bet it. Bulls and the Knicks. I'm at Knicks 8.5, total 218. Meanwhile, it is Knicks 4.5, total 219 or 209. Wow, that's a low total. I'm gonna lay it with the Knicks. The case is that Zach LaVine for Chicago. Bounce back spot after the loss to Phoenix at home on Monday night, so I'm gonna lay the points with New York. Hornets Celtics. I'm at Boston 11.5, total 221.5, about 7.5 and 215.5. I'm going to take the over. Let's assume Boston has their guys back for this. I'm going over 215.5. And Charlotte's defense has regressed since the injuries to LaMelo and Hayward. 8 o'clock, the Spurs and the Heat. I'm at Miami 6, total 217.5. That's Miami 5, total 211. I'm going to take the over. Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. Miami has their guys other than Victor Oladipo. I think it's just a shootout, so we'll go over 211. 9 o'clock, the Trailblazers and the Grizzlies. I bet Portland won total to 28. Meanwhile, it's Memphis won total to 36. I'm going with another under. Memphis's defense is a little better than this one number says, and I think their offense is a little kind of worse, even JJJ back. And JJJ back makes their defense better, so I'm going under 236. Pelicans Nuggets, I'm at Denver 11 total to 28. Mills 4 and 228.5. I'm laying the 4 Denver at minus 108. I just think that Jokic is going to continue to carry this team. The altitude, it's just that the Pelicans just underachieve year in and year out, and it feels like, so I'm going to lay the 4 at minus 108 with Denver. 10 o'clock ESPN, they have the Clippers and the Suns. Great game. That's the game of the night. The Suns feel like they're involved in every game of the night. My line is Suns 4.5 total to 23. And that's assuming that Kawhi will not play. And it's 3.5 and 222.5. That's a tough one. I'm going to lay the 3.5 with the Suns, assuming that Kawhi doesn't play, and I just would do it for the podcast. And I wouldn't bet on it. Last but not least, the Jazz and the Kings. I'm at Utah 16.5 total to 28.5, and that's without Mitchell and Conley. And obviously, that cancels out with De'Aaron Fox being out as well. And it's Jazz 8 total to 22. I'm going to lay the 8 with the Jazz. De'Aaron Fox is a big loss. I think that Jordan Clarkson and Bogdan Bogdanovic, Joe Ingles all have big games. So I'm going to lay the 8 with Utah. And obviously Rudy Gobert as well. All right, so that's it for the NBA for today. And now we'll move on to the NHL. We'll look back on yesterday's scores and look ahead to tonight's matchups. Rangers over the Sabres 3-1. Rangers 26-18-6. Buffalo 13-30-7. The number 3 started the game with the goal. The game winner, Alexei Lafreniere. I should say the go-ahead goal. Number 2 started the game with the goal, Brendan Smith. And the number 1 started the game, 36 saves on 37 shots, Igor Shesterkin. His first period saved the Rangers. And then the Rangers got going after that. Capitals over the Islanders 1-0. With the big win, Washington's down first place in the Metro Division at 32-13-4. Islanders 29-15-5. The number 3 started game with the game-winning goal, Daniel Sprong. The number 2 started game with 32 saves on 33 shots, Ilya Sorokin. And the number 1 started game with 18 saves on 18 shots, Vitek Vanecek. Devils over the Flyers 6-4. The Devils 15-27-7. Philadelphia 22-20-7. The number 3 started the game with 2 assists, Ty Smith. The number 2 started the game with 2 assists, Jack Hughes. And the number 1 started the game with a goal and an assist, Pavel Zacha. Bruins over the Penguins 3-1. A big win for Boston as the Rangers trying to push them for the last playoff spot there. 28-14-6. Pittsburgh 32-15-3. The number 3 started game with a goal, Brad Marchand. The number 2 started game with 25 saves in 26 shots, Tuukka Rask. And the number 1 started game with a goal and assist, David Krejci. Blue Jackets over the Red Wings 1-0 in a shootout. Columbus 16-25-10. Detroit 17-25-9. The number 3 started game with a shootout goal, Patrick Laine. The number 2 started game with 33 saves on 33 shots, Thomas Greiss. And the number 1 started game with 41 saves on 41 shots, Elvis Merzlikins. Lightning over the Blackhawks 7-4. The Lightning 33-14-2. Chicago 22-22-5. The number 3 started game with 2 assists, Patrick Kane. Number 2 started game with 2 assists, Mikhail Sergachev. And the number 1 started game with a goal and 2 assists, Braden Point. Panthers over the Predators 7-4. The Panthers are 32-14-5. Nashville 27-22-2. The number 3 started game with 3 assists, Sam Bennett. The number 2 started game with 2 goals and an assist, Alexander Barkov. And the number 1 started game with 2 goals and 3 assists, Jonathan Huberdeau. Big win for Florida as they clinch a playoff spot. Hurricanes over the Stars 5-1. Carolina 32-10-7. Dallas 21-16-12. The number 3 started game with 3 assists, Andrei Svechnikov. The number 2 started game with a goal and 2 assists, Sebastian Aho. And the number 1 started game with 2 goals and assists, Jordan Staal. All right. 7 games today. 5:30, a rare 5:30 game you have between the Canucks and the Senators. North Division game in the early evening. Vancouver's -112, Ottawa's -104, over under 5.5. Over's -134, under's +110. Vancouver -1.5 is +235. Ottawa +1.5 is -295. I'm going to go with the Canucks -112. Bounce back spot for Vancouver. I don't think this Ottawa team's good at all. Vancouver's just had the year from hell, headlined by the COVID thing. But I think that they just want to play hard. So I'm going to take the -112 of Vancouver here. 7 o'clock at NBCSM, the Blues and the Wild. The Wild are -156. The Blues are +132. Over under 5.5, -110 each way. Blues +1.5 is -210. Wild -1.5 is +172. Wild have already clinched. The Blues are still playing for that last playoff spot. They are 1 point ahead of Arizona where things stand right now. And I think they want to keep going. So I'm going to take the Blues +132 to win outright at Minnesota. 8 o'clock, the Maple Leafs and the Canadiens. The Leafs are -158. The Canadiens are +134. Over under 5.5. Overs -138. Unders +112. Toronto -1.5 is +168. Montreal +1.5 is -205. Carey Price is not back yet for Montreal. He's supposedly coming back soon. I'm going to go with the Maple Leafs in regulation at even money. I think that they're just playing hard and they have a nice lead in their division. And they're just playing for seeding beyond the divisional playoffs per se. So I'm going to take Toronto in regulation and even money. 9 o'clock, the Oilers and the Jets. The Oilers are -124. The Jets are +106. Over under 6.5. Overs +114. Unders -140. Edmonton -1.5 is +210. Jets +1.5 is -260. I'm going to go over 6.5 and +114. I think this is going to be a 4-3 game either way. Both these teams have been scoring a lot lately, especially Edmonton, with the run Connor McDavid's been on. So I'm going to go over 6.5 and +114. 9:30 NBCSN, the Avalanche and the Golden Knights. This is the game of the night. The Knights are -138. Avalanche +118. Over under 5.5. Overs -124. Unders +102. Avs +1.5 is -235. Vegas -1.5 is +190. Golden Knights obviously playing for the President's Trophy. Both these teams have clinched a playoff spot. And there's a division still up for grabs. Vegas is on a 9-game winning streak. Their goaltending's been outstanding. I'm going to go under in this game at +102. I think this could be a 3-2 game regardless. I think this could go in the shootout. So I'm going to go under 5.5 at +102. 10 o'clock, you have the Ducks and the Kings. The Kings are -168. The Ducks are +142. Over under 5.5. Overs +110. Unders -134. The Ducks +1.5 is -200. The Kings -1.5 is +164. This is a tough one. The Kings obviously have not played well down the stretch. Neither is Anaheim. Anaheim's in last. San Jose and the Kings are battling out for that 7th place spot. Like I said, this is a hard one to bet. I'm going to go Kings in regulation at -105. Anaheim really hasn't been that good. I feel like they're tanking in a way. So I'm going to go Kings in regulation at -105. And last but not least, 10:30, you have the Coyotes and the Sharks. The Coyotes -118. The Sharks are even money. Over under 5.5. -110 each way. Coyotes -1.5 is +225. The Sharks +1.5 is -280. The Coyotes, I know, have not played well lately, but their overs have just been automatic. I'm going to keep going automatic and betting another over 5.5 and -110 between the Coyotes and the Sharks. All right, now I'm going to move on to Major League Baseball. As I'm going to go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to today's games. Indians over the Twins 7-4. The Indians 11-11. Minnesota 7-15. Aaron Svala to win. He's 4-0. Kenta Maeda to loss 1-2. James Karinchak gets his second save of the year. Jose Ramirez and Framil Reyes each homered for the Indians, and Reyes homered twice, and Byron Buxton homered for Minnesota. Savali 7 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 2.94. Kenta Maeda 5 2/3, 8 hits, 5 runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 6.56. Pirates over the Royals 2-1. The Pirates 12-11. Casey 14-8. To Wayne Underwood Jr. to win 1-0. Jacob Junis lost 1-1, and Richard Rodriguez gets his 4th save of the season. No homers in this game. Tyler Anderson 6 innings straight, and a run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA 3.38. Jacob Junis 6 1/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 9 strikeouts, ERA 3.47. Yankees over the Orioles 5-1. The Yankees are 10-13. Baltimore's 10-13. Corey Kluber gets his first win as a Yankee. He's 1-2. Bruce Zimmerman, the loss, he's 1-3. Aaron Judge, Kyle Higashioka, and Giancarlo Stanton each homer for the Yankees. Corey Kluber's best start as a Yankee, 6 2/3, 6 hits in a run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, 4.15, so a quality outing for Corey Kluber. Bruce Zimmerman, 3 2/3, 9 hits, 4 runs, a walk, 3 strikeouts, 5.33. Blue Jays over the Nationals, 9-5. The Blue Jays 11-11. Washington 8-12. Tommy Malone, the win, he's 1-0. Max Scherzer lost 1-2. Trey Turner homered twice. Vlad Guerrero Jr. homered 3 times. So he finally has that career game. Yadiel Hernandez homered for Washington. And so did Ryan Zimmerman. Trent Thornton, 2 1/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts, ERA of 3. Max Scherzer, 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA of 3. Red Sox over the Mets 2-1. The Red Sox 15-9, Mets 9-9. Garrett Richards to win, he's 1-2. David Peterson lost 1-3. Matt Barnes gets his 5th save. Jeff McNeil homered for the Mets, and Bobby Dalbec homered for Boston. Garrett Richards' best start as a Red Sox, 7 innings, 7 hits, and a run, no walks, 10 strikeouts, ERA 4.94. David Peterson, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 5.59. Rays over the A's, 4-3. The Rays are 12-12. Oakland 15-9. Jeffrey Springs to win, he's 1-0. Frankie Montas to loss, he's 2-2. Diego Castillo gets his 5th save of the season. Brett Phillips hit the go-ahead home run for Tampa in the bottom of the 6th. And Sean Murphy homered in the top of the 9th for Oakland. Michael Wacha, 5 innings, 5 hits, and a run, no walks, 2 strikeouts, ERA 3.86. Frankie Montas, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA 6.2. Braves over the Cubs, 5-0. The Braves, 11-12. Chicago, 10-13. Ian Anderson, the winner, 2-0. Or he's 2-0. Trevor Williams lost, he's 2-2. Ronald Acuna homered in the bottom of the 5th. And here's a monster shot, too. Ian Anderson, 7 innings, 1 hit, no runs, a walk, 8 strikeouts, ERA 2.48. Trevor Williams, 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, ERA 4.44. Brewers over the Marlins 5-4. The Brewers 14-9 are Miami 10-13. Adrian House to the win, he's 2-2. Josh Curtis lost 2-1. And Josh Hader gets his 5th save of the year. Believe it or not, Adrian Hauser hit a home run for Milwaukee. That's wild. Another guy that hit a home run for Milwaukee was Tyrone Taylor. Jesus Aguilar homered against his ex-team. And John Birdie also homered for Miami. Hauser, 5 2/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 7 strikeouts, 3.65, and also hit a home run. And Daniel Castano, 3 1/3, 6 innings, or 6 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 3 strikeouts, 4.73. Cardinals over the Phillies, 5-2. The Cardinals 12-11. Phillies 11-12. Carlos Martinez win, he's 1-4. Zach Eflin, the loss, 1-1. Alex Reyes gets his 6th save of the year. No homers in this game. Martinez, a great outing. 7 1/3 innings, 2 hits and a run, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 4.76. Zach Eflin, 6 2/3, 9 hits, 5 runs, no walks, 8 strikeouts, 3.58. Rangers over the Angels 6-1. The Rangers 10-14. The Angels 11-11. Mike Fulton averaged win 1-3. Jose Quintana lost 0-2. Nick Solak homered twice. Joey Gallo homered in this game for Texas. Mike Fulton averaged 5 in the third, 8 hits, an earned run, no walks, 4 strikeouts. ERA 4.61. Jose Quintana, 3 in the third, 6 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, ERA 10.13. Something I just realized is that Quintana's reunited with Joe Madden. Obviously, they were together on the Cubs. Tigers over the White Sox 5-2. The Tigers 8-16. The White Sox 12-10. Jose Urena the win 1-3. Lucas Giolito lost 1-2. And Gregory Soto gets his third save of the season. Mickey homered for the Tigers, so Jonathan Scope and Nico Goodrum. Urena was excellent. 7 innings, 7 hits, and a run, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, ERA 3.77. Giolito was not. 6 2/3, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, ERA 5.68. Astros over the Mariners 2-0. The Astros 12-11. Seattle 13-11. Christian Javier to win, he's 3-0. Marco Gonzalez lost 1-3. Ryan Presley gets his third save of the year. Javier 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, ERA 0.87. Marco Gonzalez 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 5.4. Diamondbacks over the Padres 5-1. The D-backs 12-11. San Diego 13-12. Merrill Kelly to win 2-2. Chris Paddock lost 1-3. Carson Kelly hit a home run in this game for Arizona. Kelly 6 innings, 4 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA 6.33. Chris Paddock 5 1/3, 6 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA 5.4. Rockies over the Giants 7-5-10. The Rockies 9-14. San Francisco 15-9. Daniel Bard the win 1-1. Gregory Santos lost 0-2. And Carlos Estevez gets his first save of the season. Brandon Bell, Garrett Hampson hit a home run, a go-ahead home run in the top of the 9th. Brandon Crawford hit the game-tying home run in the bottom of the 9th. Ryan McMahon hit the go-ahead run at the top of the 10th. CJ Cron homered in the top of the 10th as well. Chichi Gonzalez, 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 3.6. Aaron Sanchez, 4 2/3, 1 hit, 2 home runs, 5 walks, 6 strikeouts, ERA 2.22. Reds over the Dodgers 6-5. The Reds 11-12. Dodgers 15-9. Getting the win for the Reds was Hendricks at 1-0. Scott Alexander the loss 0-2. And getting the save, Sean Doolittle. Jesse Winker, Will Smith, each homered for their respective teams. Jeff Hoffman, 4 innings, a hit, 3 runs, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts, rate 3.33. Walker Buehler, 6 1/3, 7 hits, 5 runs, a walk, 10 strikeouts, rate 3.16. All right, today's games, some matinee. You have 1 o'clock, you have the Twins and the Indians. J-Happ and Logan Allen. Obviously, J-Happ came darn close to the no-hitter on Friday night. Twins minus 118. Eagles even money. Indians. Sorry, the TV says Eagles. That's what got me distracted. Oops. Over under 9. Overs minus 120. Unders minus 102. Twins minus 1/2 is plus 130. Indians plus 1/2 is minus 156. Indians are rocking and rolling, going for 4 straight. I'm taking them even money. They could have won a couple of those other Yankees games, but like the Bieber-Cole game, they could have won. But the Yankees just had Garrett Cole in the mound. That's why they lost. So I like how the Indians are playing. They could have been going for 5 straight here, but I think they win their 4th straight. Even money against the Twins tonight. Or today, I should say. 140 of the Marlins and the Brewers. For some reason, those lines aren't posted yet. Sandy Alcantara, and we don't know who's going for Milwaukee. That makes a lot of sense. But if the total is anything 8 or higher, I'm going to take the under. 4 o'clock, you have the Reds and the Dodgers. Sonny Gray and Clayton Kershaw. Dodgers are minus 215. The Reds are plus 180. Over under 7.5. Over is minus 120. Under is minus 102. The Reds plus 1/2 is minus 125. The Dodgers minus 1/2 is plus 104. Sonny Gray's been disappointing this year. There's no other way to put around it. Reds first 5 is plus 152. But I like the under at minus 102. I think he could bounce back. But if not, maybe it's just like a 4-2 Dodger win, 5-2 Dodgers with the barely unders, 5-1, 6-1 even. Or it could go the other way where Clayton Kershaw flops and Sonny Gray shines. But I'm going to go value, under 7.5 and minus 102. 6:30, you have the Royals and the Pirates. Mike Minor and Mitch Keller. Neither guy has been particularly good this year. The Royals are minus 120. The Pirates are plus 102. Over under 7.5. Over is minus 114. Under is minus 105. Royals minus 1.5 is plus 134. Pirates plus 1.5 is minus 162. I'm going to go over 7.5 and minus 114. I know it's a juice number, but I like it a lot. Red Sox, Mets, Nick Pivetta, and Jacob deGrom, the best pitcher in baseball, going up for the Mets today. Minus 275, that's ridiculous. Plus 225 Red Sox, over under 7. Over is minus 102, under is minus 120. The Red Sox plus 1.5 is minus 111. The Mets minus 1.5 is minus 108. They overinflate deGrom every time he pitches, because we all know that he never gets run support in his outings. So I'm going to go, despite that, I'm going to go over 7. I think that the Red Sox can get off the Mets bullpen a little bit, even off of deGrom in a way, too. I won't be shocked if the Red Sox have a little tiny bit of success against deGrom, particularly J.D. Martinez and Bogarts and Rafael Devers. And I think the Mets offense can have success against Pivetta. They know him from the Phillies. So that's the main reason why I'm going over 7 at minus 102. 7 o'clock, you have the Yankees and the Orioles. Domingo Germán, and we don't know who's going for Baltimore yet. It looks like it's going to be Drew Kramer. Yankees are minus 148. The Orioles are plus 126. Over under 9.5. Over is minus 108. Under is minus 112. Yankees minus 1.5 is plus 105. The Orioles plus 1.5 is minus 126. The Yankees have been an under team this season, so I'm going under 9.5 and minus 112. I know Kramer hasn't been very good, neither is Germán. But Germán showed me something a little in that Indians game after having that rough first inning. So I'm going under 9.5 and minus 112. I think that's the more valuable play than just betting the Yankees at a ridiculous money line price. Nationals, Blue Jays, Eric Feed and Steven Matz. Matz has been a pleasant surprise this year. Blue Jays are minus 180. Nats are plus 152, over under 9.5. Over is minus 112, under is minus 108. Nats plus 1.5 is minus 134. The Blue Jays minus 1.5 is plus 112. Eric Feed has not been good. Steven Matz has just been a marvelous surprise this year. I'm going under 9.5. I think Matz continues some success. And I think Feed can pitch a little better. So I'm going to go under 9.5. And under minus 108 is the move. Rays, A's from Tampa Bay. Tyler Glasnow and Cole Irvin. The Rays are minus 180. The A's are plus 152. Over under 7. Over is minus 120. Under is minus 102. A's plus 1.5 is minus 146. Rays minus 1.5 is plus 122. Cole Irvin's been decent for Oakland, but Tyler Glasnow has been tremendous. I'm going to go under 7 and minus 102. I think that this is an under game. Irvin's been good. Glasnow's been great. So I'm going under 7 and minus 102. 7:20, Fox Sports 1, the Cubs and the Braves. Kyle Hendricks and Huascar Yanoa. The Braves are minus 126. The Cubs are plus 108. Over under 8.5. Over is minus 105. Under is minus 115. Cubs plus 1.5 is minus 194. Braves minus 1.5 is plus 160. I'm going to go with the Cubs minus 108. I'm going to say that Kyle Hendricks is better than what he's shown this season. And Huascar Yanoa is worse than what he's been. So I'm going to go Cubs plus 108 on the money line against the Braves. 7:45, you have the Phillies and the Cardinals. Vince Velasquez and Johan Oviedo. The Cardinals are minus 112. The Phillies are minus 104. Over under 8.5. Over is minus 118. Under is minus 104. Phillies minus 1.5 is plus 155. The Cardinals plus 1.5 is minus 188. I'm going to go with the Cardinals at minus 112 here. Vince Velasquez has just been terrible as a starting pitcher in the major leagues. So I'm going to go with the Cardinals minus 112 with Johan Oviedo on the mound tonight. 8 o'clock, you have the Angels and the Rangers. Alex Cobb and Dane Dunning. Angels are minus 126. The Rangers are plus 108. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 118. Unders minus 104. Angels plus 1.5 or minus 1.5 is plus 128. Rangers plus 1.5 is minus 154. I'm going to go with the Rangers as a home dog. Plus 108. Dane Dunning's been solid this year. Just a good bounce back spot for him after his rough start against the White Sox. So I'm going to go Rangers plus 106 or plus 108 at home tonight against the Alex Cobb and the Angels. Tigers, White Sox, Casey Mize and Carlos Rodon. White Sox minus 210. The Tigers plus 176. Over-under is at 7.5. Overs minus 114. Unders minus 105. Tigers plus 1.5 is minus 122. The White Sox minus 1.5 is plus 102. I'm going to take the Tigers as a long shot road dog, plus 176. Casey Mize has been very promising this season for the Tigers. His ERA is not shiny, but he's pretty darn good. So I'm going to take a long shot here. Regression spot for Carlos Rodon after the no-hitter. So I'm taking the Tigers plus 176 against the White Sox. Mariners, Astros, you have Zach Greinke and Justin Dunn. Astros minus 215. The Mariners plus 180. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 108. Unders minus 112. Astros minus 1.5 is minus 105. The Mariners plus 1.5 is minus 114. I'm going to go with the Mariners in the first 5 at plus 164. I think that's pretty valuable. Justin Dunn's been good this year, but I don't trust their bullpen, so I'm going to go Mariners first 5 plus 164 against the Astros. 9:30, the Padres and the Diamondbacks. Ryan Weathers and Taylor Widener. The Padres are minus 158. The Diamondbacks are plus 134. Over under 9. Overs minus 118. Unders minus 104. Padres minus 1.5 is plus 106. Diamondbacks plus 1.5 is minus 128. I'm going to go under 9 at minus 104. Both these teams have been very, very good this year, so I'm going to go under 9 at minus 104. Last but not least, 9:45, you have the Rockies and the Giants. German Marquez and Alex Wood. The Giants are minus 162. The Rockies are plus 136. Over under 7. Overs minus 104. Unders minus 118. The Rockies plus 1.5 is minus 170. The Giants minus 1.5 is plus 140. I'm going to take a shot here at German Marquez and the Rockies at plus 10 or plus 136. Alex Wood's been tremendous for San Francisco, but I'm going to say he regresses. German Marquez pitches well. I'm going with the Rockies plus 136 as a road dog tonight against the San Francisco Giants. Now I'm going to do the latest news and notes, a lot of draft stuff that I want to touch on. The latest thing that just broke is that the Washington professional football team could potentially trade up. Washington has done legwork on moving into the top 10, but is not believed to be targeting a quarterback. But now the question is, who could that be? Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith? Maybe. Christian Darrisaw, if they want to go a little back, meaning like further back than the top 10. Maybe it's Rashawn Slater. Maybe it's a defensive player. And the number 4 pick is still available. And as the Falcons continue to hold trade talks for the number 4 overall pick, but haven't received any offer they like. I still think they're going to take Kyle Pitts. That's just me. Caleb Farley tested positive for COVID-19 and he won't attend the draft. The Dolphins favor Jalen Waddle over Jamar Chase at 6, according to Pro Football Talk. That's wild. I'm not buying that one. But I know that's like a Tua thing. I know it's a narrative-y kind of one because of Tua Tagovailoa and Jalen Waddle in their history at Alabama. And Farley could fall out of round 1 because of multiple back surgeries. The Steelers like Kyle Trask as the Pittsburgh Steelers have the Florida quarterback higher on their draft board than one of the top 5 guys. That's interesting. I wonder who that top 5 guy is. Jerry Jones says that the Cowboys won't overpay to trade up, as they won't spend inordinate value in a potential trade up to land Kyle Pitts. I know there's been some talk about that. The Panthers and the Patriots have talked about a trade involving the 8th pick in the draft. Devontae Smith is tired of size concerns. So that's something that is concerning to some teams of his size, but I think he's awesome, though. Penei Sewell, a possibility for number 6 Miami after the trading of Eric Fowlers. The Bucks re-signed Antonio Brown to a 1-year, $3.1 million deal. So now the band's officially back together. The Minnesota Timberwolves gifts a ball to the Floyd family as the Timberwolves players gave the game ball to George Floyd's family from the win on the day of Derek Chauvin's guilty verdict. That was very nice. Southern University could hire Marshall Faulk as the school is considering the Hall of Fame running back for open head coach position. That's interesting. Some UFC news. Logan Paul versus Mayweather. June 6th. So that is monster news for that, and that will be a Sunday. So a rare fight on a Sunday. So that would be garnering a lot of attention for sure. The Celtics honored Terrence Clark as which is very, very nice, to honor the late guard that died in the car crash last week. The new Major League Baseball franchise fee is $2.2 billion, as Rob Manfred says the league will consider expansion fees in that range, but no plans to add more teams. Kemba Walker's out the next 2 games with an oblique strain, obviously last night and tonight. The Ravens are to pick up Lamar's option, as John Harbaugh guarantees the Ravens will exercise the quarterback's 5th-year option, as he says that on the Rich Eisen show. We talked about the Washington Professional Football Team making the trade for Eric Fowlers, as Miami now has an open spot on their offensive line. Yadier Molina on the IL with the foot tendon strain. That's a big loss for the Cardinals. Molina's been tremendous so far this season. Kevin Love apologized to the Cavaliers after Kevin Love did not play well and had some miscues the other night, as he apologized to the Cavaliers, and Cleveland is turning the page and is handling the matter internally. Geno Hayes passes away at age 33 as a former NFL linebacker. Unexpectedly passes, so thoughts and prayers to him and his family. And something that I want to talk about in this segment, the NBA stars. There are NBA stars considering the New York Knicks, as there has been whispers that the Knicks' resurgence has helped the team become a destination franchise again. This is what I've been preaching on my podcast with guests like James Selson and Derek Felix and Jeff Maglicetti over the past couple of years. They were a season like this away from becoming a destination again. The Brooklyn Nets proved that 2 years ago, as they had a similar season as the Knicks this year, 2 years ago, led by D'Angelo Russell. And now the difference here is that the Knicks is led by Julius Randle, and the funny thing is that they're both ex-Lakers lottery picks, leading the way for their respective teams. And obviously Kenny Atkinson was a good coach for Brooklyn. Tom Thibodeau is a good coach for the Knicks. So there's a lot of parallels here. Although the Knicks this year are having a better season than the Nets 2 years ago because the Knicks wound up with a better playoff seeding, perhaps, than that Brooklyn team. And depending on if they win a playoff series or not, then it's confirmed right there that they had a better season than that 2019 Nets season that they lost in 5 to the 76ers in the first round. And then that ultimately led to their signings of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, which ultimately landed James Harden for them in a trade this year as well. Alrighty. Now we will preview tonight's episode of The Masked Singer. We're in the top 6 now. It is going to be an interesting show, to say the least. 1 hour show tonight. But that's interesting. It's not really a nobody gets eliminated tonight. It's just a sing-along episode celebrating the best of season 5. So, not a big-time episode tonight. It's just a sing-along. And they'll probably give away some clues and whatnot. So, again, your top 6. Piglet, Robopine, Chameleon, Yeti, Russian Dolls, Black Swan. And as of now, my guesses. Black Swan, Emily Osment. Crab got eliminated. So did Seashell. Obviously, those were Tamara Mallory and Bobby Brown, respectively. Bobby Brown being the Crab and Tamara Mallory being the Seashell. The Russian Dolls, I think, are the Black Eyed Peas. Yeti, Drake. Chameleon, Ludacris. Robopine, Stevie Wonder. And Piglet's the tough one. Right now, I'm going to go with AJ McLean, but I don't feel super about it. I think it could be somebody that's more talented than AJ McLean. Alrighty. Last but not least, as I do every show, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. This is a tough one. There's some that stood out to me. I just want to make sure a certain one is still available at the certain price. And, oh, they're a dog now. I like it even better. I'm going to lay a unit on the Cardinals. Money line, -104 against the Phillies. Vince Velasquez should not be favored over anybody. I'm laying the -104 with the Cardinals against the Phillies as my best bet of the day. All right, there you have it for the show today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything from the NBA, the NHL, and Major League Baseball, and looking ahead to the games for tomorrow. I'll do my final mock draft, latest news and notes, and my best bet of the day. Be sure to look out for the Mega Draft Podcast preview show, which will be dropped either later on tonight or early tomorrow morning. So keep an eye out for that, which involves team needs for every team, best fits and player comparisons, a little bit of gambling in there, and a bold prediction for every team. So keep an eye out for that podcast, which will drop either later on tonight or early tomorrow morning. Hope you guys have a great day, everybody.